And moving on, Nigeria is one of the leading African countries from which students migrate to other areas of the world in quest of high quality education due to geometric decline in the level, quality, and standard of education over the past 2 decades. In order to examine the potential causes of this and potential fixes, our correspondent Haya Kinko met with some professionals in Ondo Town, Ondo State, for this report. Here's more on the report.
Education system in Nigeria today is plagued by different challenges ranging from inadequate funding, poor infrastructures, non-implementation of policies, leading to high level of unemployment among Nigerian students. Ondo State Social Democratic Party chairman Honorable Stephen Adewale talked about the inadequate allocation of budget to education system, which depends on the effectiveness of the economy as well as the quality and welfare of teachers.
United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization known as UNESCO, as far back as 1999, made the developing countries to realize that for them to be able to catch up with their developed countries and counterparts in the space of 30 years, there was a need for them to budget 26% of the annual budget to education. Nigeria has not been able to. In fact, between 1999 till the highest that Nigeria has been able to budget to education has been 14%.
The present administration is still young, which makes it difficult for them to change the poor legacy laid down by the past administration.
The EU of this administration, it will be too early to judge the administration. The budget we are still using today is not the budget of President administration. It's still the budget of President Muhammadu Buhari. So let's wait till next year. Let's see how much the present administration will put on education.
The administration is still young. The administration is then, I think they just marked their 100 days in office recently. Let's now look at what the government has been able to do in the last 100 days. So far, what we have seen is what we can refer to as a trial by error system. So we have not really, personally, I have not really seen the sign of a thinking government. I have not really seen the sign of a government that prioritizes the interest of the educational well-being of its people.
Education is more accessible, flexible, and personalized than ever before. The government, curriculum organization should update the curriculum to boost creativity and technology usage.
The same curriculum we have now in virtually all our university system is the same curriculum that has been there as far back as 1960.
If government can review our curriculum at the ready of part one, look at all the vocational courses that you develop interest in, because school cannot pick a vocational subject that you are not interested in. You see the one that, okay, I have interest in tailoring, I have interest in baking, I have interest in fashion designer, and so on and so forth. Pick it, learn it till you end school.
Samuel Femi, a political analyst, talked about the different patterns of education, as well as how insurgency, banditry, and poverty has affected the education.
When you look at what is happening, especially in the northern part of the country, where we've had the issue of Boko Haram insurgency in the northeast, the issue of banditry in the northwest, then partially the issue of elder farmer clashes in the north central. It has reduced the number of people going to school, and it has also affected the issue of NYC mobilization. Before people want to go to north, enjoying their youth service, have more exposure about the culture, what's going on. But today, people don't want to go to north and south. Recently, we had what happened when some prospective Komeba were going from their state to Sanfara. They were kidnapped. So that has posed a lot of danger on our educational system in Nigeria today.
Nigeria can improve its education system and provide its citizens with skills and knowledge necessary for the country's growth and development.
Even if the only thing this government is able to achieve, even for this 8 years, for these 4 years, and if they are contesting again, even for the next 8 years, if what they are able to achieve is just for them to have a complete and reliable database of Nigerians, then it's going to be easy for us to say, okay, we are coming up with a 21st century, 5 years or 10 years and national planning. But if we don't have that number, it's going to be difficult for us to achieve.
If you can have more infrastructure development, more private sectors coming in, have viable economy in such a way that productivity will be on the rise, it will affect it will bring a lot of changes on our education system in Nigeria.
Education is a powerful driver of development and one of the strongest instruments for reducing poverty and improving health, gender, equality, peace and stability. Taye Akikwotu, reporting for KAFTAN TV.